Suppose you're LeBron. You share an epic photo of yourself dunking during a game on your Instagram, and next thing you know, you're being sued. The surprising twist involves a photograph, a passionate courtside photographer, and a fierce battle over digital rights. Read on to discover how a single image led to a high-stakes legal showdown. Let's dive into the story behind this surprising lawsuit and discover what happened. James filed a countersuit against Mitchell in August, alleging that the photographer had improperly exploited the photos for his website's promotion of his photo business. Mitchell's lawyer responded forcefully to this counteraction during a December hearing. Lawyer Kevin McCulloch for Mitchell voiced his displeasure, saying, "It is obvious that Mr. James is suing my client in an attempt to harass and get $1 million. He's trying to force a courtside photographer into bankruptcy for no other reason than that my client dared to contest the usage of his photos." Despite the heated exchanges, a settlement was eventually reached. McCulloch did not respond to inquiries about the settlement. Mitchell had initially sought at least $150,000 in damages. They requested 21 days to finalize and document the agreement in writing. After this period, they intended to file a stipulation of dismissal with prejudice, ending the legal dispute. The case began when photographer Stephen Mitchell sued LeBron James for using a photo of himself dunking on his social media without permission. In response, James countersued Mitchell, claiming the photographer used the images illegally on his website to promote his photo agency. The legal tussle included harassment claims and counterclaims for a significant sum, with James seeking at least $1 million. A magistrate order requiring James to attend a settlement conference significantly pushed the case towards settlement. Although his attorney argued that John's presence was an imposition on his time, Judge Gene Rosenbluth insisted that since James brought the counterclaims, he was obliged to participate in the litigation process. Ultimately, the settlement agreement aimed to resolve all claims, allowing both parties to avoid further court proceedings. The terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Still, the resolution ended the high-profile legal dispute, highlighting the complexities celebrities face when navigating intellectual property rights in the digital age. LeBron James's firms, LRMR Ventures and Uninterrupted Digital Ventures, were also parties to this action. The case centered on the accusation that James had misappropriated a photograph of himself dunking, which he used on his social media. In response, James countersued the photographer, Stephen Mitchell, for at least $1 million. The legal dispute highlighted the complexities of intellectual property rights in the digital age, especially for celebrities who use social media for personal and commercial purposes. Ultimately, both parties settled, bringing an end to the lawsuit. The settlement terms, disclosed in a court filing on Wednesday, were not made public. However, a magistrate judge's order requiring LeBron James to appear at a settlement conference scheduled for the following week may have been a significant factor in reaching the agreement. James's attorney argued that he was authorized to settle the matter and that James's presence was unnecessary. Despite this, Judge Gene Rosenbluth insisted on James's participation, emphasizing the importance of his involvement in the litigation process. This judicial insistence likely pushed both parties toward finalizing the settlement. At a hearing, James's attorney argued that he was authorized to settle the matter and that James did not need to be present. This was because an earlier settlement conference had been cancelled due to a conflict with a Lakers game. Howard Shire, James's counsel, referred to the settlement hearing as an imposition on James's time. Judge Gene Rosenbluth disagreed, stating, "Object to your statement. That is an imposition on his time. He brought these counterclaims and has to be prepared to litigate them." She emphasized the importance of James participating in the settlement conference, noting that it is a standard part of litigation. Judge Rosenbluth made it clear that as the party who initiated the counterclaims, James had an obligation to engage fully in the legal process. Judge Rosenbluth emphasized the importance of James participating in the settlement conference. She explained that it was a standard part of litigation. She said, "This is a settlement conference, a common feature of litigation. It's difficult for me to think it may be different if he were a defendant, since famous people occasionally get sued. Furthermore, I'm not claiming that this is the case. However, They occasionally receive lawsuits from persons who were on the same Zoom video conference or harassed them. But Mr. James has brought counterclaims, and he must litigate those claims. Other prominent athletes are being sued for using their images. LeBron James is not one of them. Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson is entangled in a similar lawsuit. Watson has recently initiated settlement discussions and requested that the court extend deadlines by 28 days to facilitate these negotiations. This extension provides both parties adequate time to reach a potential agreement, highlighting the ongoing complexities athletes face concerning using their images and likenesses in the digital age. These cases underscore the broader issues of intellectual property and fair use, especially as social media continues to blur the lines between personal and commercial content. The lawsuit against James began in March when Mitchell sued him for posting a photo on his Facebook feed. This photo, taken by Mitchell during a game, was subsequently taken down by James. In court filings, James argued that he was entitled to use the image if he was not commercially exploiting it. This argument is generally valid under the fair use doctrine. However, complications arise because celebrities like James often mix commercial elements into their social media activities. Under the fair use doctrine, people can use copyrighted content without authorization in some situations, such as news reporting, commentary, and criticism. However, the lines can blur regarding celebrities and social media. Stars like LeBron James often use their social media accounts for multiple purposes, including personal expression, fan engagement, and commercial promotion. This dual nature can complicate fair use claims, as distinguishing between personal and commercial use becomes challenging. Celebrities' posts often enhance their brand and marketability, making it harder to determine if their use of copyrighted material falls under fair use. So this is all about today's video. Do like and share the video. For more sports news videos, click the subscribe button on our channel. What do you think of this kind of behavior? Share your thoughts in comments and hit the subscribe button. Then I'll see you on other side.